Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion, hosted on the Paladinolive Network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps. I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. It's a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. I guess that's going right now. It's not the prettiest weather. Once again, we're getting this Seattle nonsense. I'm not a fan. I'll take the cooler weather if it means drier. Yeah, I don't like all this mush. So, and that's kind of what the Wolves season feels like right now. Kind of dark, foggy, mushy. You don't really know what's coming next, and it's like I don't know. Timberwolves had what looked like a promising game versus Golden State, fell apart late. Had a promising game started terrible versus Atlanta, came roaring back and started rolling in that game, and then absolutely collapsed in the fourth quarter. Absolutely were destroying Dallas on Christmas Day. And then after an entertaining first quarter, it looked like they were going to destroy Dallas, and then next thing you know, small little runs led to gigantic runs, and the Wolves almost lost that one, but finished by the skin of their proverbial teeth. A 1-2 week for the, unpredictable Minnesota Timberwolves. Predictably unpredictable or unpredictably predictable? I have no idea. I don't know what to say about this team. They drove me absolutely nuts, and an extremely frustrating week. I don't know. It feels like 0405. It really does. We're getting that 0405 feeling, and it's just 24-25. That's the only difference. Yeah, and no, I do not think this team is on the verge of an 18-year, tribulation like they went through after all that. Firing Flip and then all the nonsense that took place after that. So no, I don't think that's going to take place. Again, I think Anthony Edwards has a very bright future. Kevin Garnett was getting a little bit older already. He'd already reached his peak by that time, let's be honest. Now, he was in his peak for a while afterward, so it's not like he was, 30. It's not like he was Mike Conley or anything at the end of his, at the end of the peak, at the end of his career or anything crazy like that. Or like half of the 98 Vikings, you could kind of see that happening too. Starting quarterback was 35. He was like a Mike Conley quarterback. And Randall Cunningham. So I don't think it's going to be a huge collapse for the franchise, but it's definitely at a crossroads. Definitely. The franchise is at a crossroads. Karl Anthony Towns, everybody's all happy for what he's doing in New York, and I'll just keep saying, I'm resisting the urge to just tweet back at people like, he's not here. Would you just be quiet? Just cut it out? Just stop it. You're just like that little person, You just sound so little talking like that. You're like on the fence, just like, oh, the love we lost. I don't know. It's getting old, and I don't know. Not a fan of all that. Financially, it was what it was. The NBA has a salary cap, okay? And I don't know. I mean, we've been through that salary cap hell pretty much for about at least half of the franchise's history. Obviously, like Garnett's salary was a bit too much and all of that. That's a rabbit hole I could go down forever. But not only the Garnett part about it, but all the extra players we signed, that just did not live up to their contract in any way, right around that same time. And then we couldn't afford to sign the other guys who had a huge, who had a shelf life anyway, Cassell and Sprewell. Okay, got to get out of that rabbit hole. Let's go. Pop. Okay, I'm out of the rabbit hole, at least for now. We might go down 100 more during the course of this show. There are 3 games to review, 4 games to preview, and I'll try not to babble too much. But generally, this show, the time management's been a lot better than, say, on Purple Mafia and Brave the Wild, I'd say, historically. So, back in the day, the time management on this show used to be legendary awful. Me and Marcus could just go back and forth forever. Like, forever. And I remember people teasing me years ago Not sure he was enjoying it. He wasn't in the best mood when he was saying it, but Reese Pedretti, Pumpa, was like, please try to keep it under 2 hours if that's okay. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's too long. I understand. So we're keeping it close to an hour if humanly possible. Half hour is too short. Yeah, I don't believe in that at all. That used to be what people tried to tell me. Keep it to a half hour. And it's like, really? I think that's too short. This isn't college. This is my show. Anyhow, Timberwolves lost 113 to 103 to the Golden State Warriors in extremely frustrating fashion. Oh yes, they sure did. It was so much fun though. I mean, it really was. It's a lot of fun. It's awesome. Okay, you get the point. Another fourth quarter collapse for the most part. The Wolves did trail in the game, but had a wonderful third quarter. It looked like maybe have a chance to pull away in this one. But down the stretch, things just did not work out. Curry got hot this time. Last time, it's like Curry occasionally would get hot. The last time when the Wolves beat the Warriors, it looked like Curry would occasionally get hot, and then all of a sudden he'd just run out of gas. Like something wasn't right. I don't know if he was hurt or if he was just tired. He would have his head down and he was missing shots. This one, it felt like the same old stuff that I've grown to despise for many years with this Golden State Warriors team and Steph Curry in particular. 7 of 16 from downtown. Way too many three-point attempts, but hey, they went in. At least 7 out of them. 7 out of 16 did. Again, 16 three-point attempts. I don't know. I think that's nonsense. I do. I think it's nonsense. That doesn't necessarily need to be the whole team, only 16 to like 25-ish. Why does it have to be like 42 attempts in a game? I don't know. I'm in that crowd. So, yeah. Like when you heard what Trent Tucker had to say. So there definitely is a bit of that, no doubt. Quite honestly, you know what? Yeah, there's a soundbite that I recorded from In the Zone last week, and I thought it was 2 weeks ago, and I was almost not going to record it or post it on the show because you know how In the Zone is on Saturday mornings. It's just the day after, so it's like it's been a whole week and Christmas week and blah, 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 blah. So of course I almost forgot. So yeah, this actually sums it up perfect for what I want to get into with these endless three-point attempts by players across the league. Trent Tucker, take it away.
Texts are flying into the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line 64686. A number of them saying, what if we just get rid of the three-point shot? Like, just kill it. Let's see what happens if we played 1970s and 80s basketball again, where there was no three-point shot.
They wouldn't score.
Who wouldn't score?
A lot of guys wouldn't score.
But would the game be better?
The game would be better.
I'm asking you just answered, but quickly, a guy who competed in the three-point shootout when it first started in the 80s, you even agree, like, you know what?
The game would be better.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But it won't happen.
No. I mean, because I watched the game the other night where I saw 11 trips up down the floor. They took a three-point shot, and nobody made a three-point shot. Off one pass, bam, shot. And I was a long-range shooter. I turned the TV off. I said, I can't watch this anymore because this is not basketball. It is hard. I'm going to be honest with you. It is hard for me to watch an NBA game today. It's hard for me to watch college basketball. It's hard to watch basketball.
It's not the game you grew up playing.
No, I mean, and these guys are fantastic athletes. They can run, they can jump. You know, they got some skills now that the players 20 and 30 years ago did not have. But they don't have the fundamentals of what basketball is all about. And it's not their fault. It's because they have been taught to play a certain way. This is not good basketball. This is not fun. And you see when a few years ago when your Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA championship, Giannis didn't take a three-point shot. He scored 50 points in Game 6. It's because he took the ball to the basket and got to the free throw line. That's where he was dominant at. Not because he was trying to play like Kevin Durant. And the reason he struggled so much in the early part of his career is because they was trying to get him to play a certain way that did not fit the talent that they brought to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep, my thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly. It's too much, and it's not really enjoyable like it used to be. Like how he's just kind of like, yeah, I kind of like to, you just have this feeling like you just want to turn it off sometimes. Like the NBA. And you know how that you might think, what the heck? This is a Timberwolves Explosion host talking about turning the game off because there's too many 3-point attempts. Yeah, yeah, there is this Timberwolves Explosion host saying that. Yes. Yes, because I saw a better brand of basketball in the past. You don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you either. That's just kind of how it is. Like, we just disagree. No good guys, no bad guys. We just disagree. Right? Isn't that okay to say? So, that's kind of where I stand on it. I think it's too much. I think it's too much. That's one of the main reasons I'm not a fan of Curry, along with the, endless taunting that he would do in the past. And people thought it was celebrating. No, he was taunting. Come on. It's like, I thought it was taunting. But unfortunately, the NBA thought it was so cool, and the fans thought it was so cool that it just kind of got let go. Just like the home runs by McGuire and Sosa in baseball. Clearly, they were cheating, but the fans love it. Let's make some money too. Yeah, it's all about money at the end of the day. That's why they allowed that crap to happen until it was like, no, this is an abomination. You can never get to the Hall of Fame. Never. You cheated, you bastards. So, I don't know. Yeah, they did cheat. But at the same time, again, how they just let it go because it was making them, billions of dollars or whatever. Anyhow, at the end of the day, the Timberwolves again, another game where it felt like they absolutely woulda, coulda, shoulda won this game, but absolutely did not. Donnie DiVincenzo's strong performance, again, I'll continue to say, and a lot of other people have been saying as well, much better in transition than in the half-court game. And a lot of players, certain players play better in the half-court game, certain players play better in the transition game. Like, is Rudy Gobert a transition kind of a player? Yes, sort of, not really, no. Donnie DiVincenzo, absolutely. In my day, yeah, I was a transition kind of guy. I liked moving up the court. I liked it, driving to the basket, catching the ball, driving to the basket, past people, rather than having the whole place clogged up and you got to just kind of run an offense that way. But a lot of players like to just kind of just slowly walk the ball up where I was like, come on, go. And then, nope, nobody else is moving. You're all by yourself looking like some kind of weirdo. But that's how it works sometimes. I don't know if they were just lazy, laid back, or they just didn't play that brand of basketball, plain and simple. I agree with the thought process in a lot of places right now. And I think I've been talking about this, that yes, Josh Minott should be in a rotation. Josh Minott should be in the rotation. The sad part is how when Josh Minott's been entering the rotation, guess who's been completely knocked out of the rotation in his stead is Rob Dillingham. So that's a little bit irritating, to say the least. Rob Dillingham, basically got no minutes at all this week. In fact, I don't think he did. And if he did, it was just like a millisecond. Josh Minott, even in this Golden State game, only 2 minutes and 13 seconds, which is kind of annoying. Like, that's it? Yep, that's it. This was Saturday, December the 21st, again, after the amazing few minutes there by Trent Tucker. It actually went on for a while about big men and such, and I almost had like a 5-minute clip to put on this show, and it's like, no, I really shouldn't. And technically, I'm probably not even supposed to put anything from, KFAN on the show, but it's such an amazing statement. I just hope it's okay. It's just, you just want to hear what he had to say, that's all. I mean, I'm not trying to steal stuff from KFAN. Listen to In the Zone. KFAN is good for In the Zone, okay? So it's more like, if anything, it's making people be more interested, because iHeartRadio, you could listen to KFAN if you're in Australia, if you're in, Auckland, New Zealand. So, yeah, so absolutely. That's where iHeartRadio comes in super handy. And NBA In the Zone, 10 a.m. Central Time in the United States. There, okay? Or you could podcast it, which is even easier. Okay, so KFAN, I'm not stealing from you. I actually helped you, okay? Yeah, see? I'm such a nice guy. Thank you for making my show better with that clip there. Rudy Gobert did get 12 rebounds in the game. Randall all over the place again. 4 of 13. Kind of driving to the basket, doing his pump fake. And the next thing you know, the ball's coming out, either getting blocked or getting swatted away, whatever the heck it is. 15 turnovers in the game. I've seen worse. I've definitely seen better ball control. Nickeil Alexander-Walker did not have one of his better games, but he did play good defense for the most part, even though he was a minus 12, which is tied with Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid. Of all people, those two guys, had the worst plus-minus in the entire game. Josh Mine had a +2 in just 2 minutes, but that's, whatever it was. Kind of nonsense right there. Conley back to being like, I'm hurt and I'm old. Yeah, 1 of 6, just 1 3-pointer made, didn't get to the line. 5 assists though, yay. And even got 4 personal fouls again. That's probably, again, like guys like Curry just kind of driving right past him and stuff. So that's kind of a lot of what that was. Generally mediocre to below average shooting by the Wolves, just 41.9%. Player after player, 4 of 12 for McDaniels, 4 of 13 for Randall, 6 of 20 for Anthony Edwards, just kind of jacking up shots. Dante, great game, 7 of 12, 3 of 6 from outside. So, but a 10-point loss for the Wolves because just kind of, again, another fourth quarter that was not up to standards. And no lemon in the tomato juice for you guys, but I'll have it because I can. Yep, no lemon in the tomato juice for you guys, but I'll get it. I still get it because it's my show, dang it. Yeah, that was disappointing. Atlanta, oof. This game started out like dog crap. I remember just like, what am I watching here? 22-9? What is this? What happened? Like, how could we be this bad? Like 17 to, was it like, I don't even remember, like 17-6, like scores like that. You can't believe what you're watching even. Yeah, 11-4, 14-4, 15-7, 21-9, 24-9, 27-9. Like, this is ridiculous, folks. How does it 35-16 first quarter, or not even that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we scored a couple points at the last second. And then the Wolves had a nice run in the second quarter and just kept playing and ended up with the lead at the half, which we were like very happy with. Took the lead into the third quarter, hung on to it. It was kind of a bit of back and forth. Pretty good basketball in the third quarter for the most part. And then Atlanta clearly was kind of inching around. And on the very final play of the third quarter, yeah, it was ridiculous. Guys were just caught sleeping. It was 85-80, I believe. Players caught sleeping. It was Nickeil and I forgot who the other guy was. Yeah, here it comes again. Nickeil and Randall. What a shock. Just let Johnson just kind of stand under the basket practically for a full court pass with like 1 second remaining. I think it was like 1.3. I think. Remaining in the third quarter. Wide open basket. Wide open under the basket. A full court. Because he had to pass. The ball was not advanced to midcourt. Full court like touchdown pass to Johnson basically. With a second left. I mean, it was 1.1, I believe. Just ridiculous. Like, how do you give that up? Naz Reid was like, hey, get on him. Basically, you could see him pointing, like, get on him. And nobody was on him. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, of all people. Randall, I can understand, too. But maybe it was Walker kind of trying to cover for Randall. So that was a harbinger for things to come in the fourth quarter, which was, what did they call it? Black Tuesday or something when the stock market completely crashed back in 1929. Absolute joke. Like, how do you have such a terrible fourth quarter? It was kind of the same. It was basically a preview of what would take place in the fourth quarter versus Dallas. The problem, what the difference was in this game? Timberwolves didn't have a 28-point lead in this game. That was the difference. See? Yeah, that was the difference. Timberwolves had a 3-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Like third into fourth. But again, the Timberwolves didn't have a 28-point lead going into the fourth necessarily, but it was like at the end of the third around there versus Dallas. But that's the difference. In this case, Atlanta just kind of roared and it was like turnovers, missed shots, nonsense, utter nonsense. Atlanta went on their run. The Wolves just were sloppy, clumsy, lousy, terrible down the stretch, and the Hawks just kind of pulled away. Julius Randle, as usual, kind of getting to the basket, hogging the ball. Even though he did have 7 assists, he had 8 turnovers. Like, what an assist-to-turnover ratio is that? Beautiful assist-to-turnover ratio. What is it like? I don't even know how that works sometimes. Anthony Edwards, once again, another one of these lousy, like single digits to 20 field goal, attempts, 16 lousy points. Stupid. 1 of 7 from 3. Just, I don't know. Something is wrong with Anthony Edwards of late, too. He just cannot shoot anymore. All of a sudden, like he had the red-hot start to the season. Absolutely pitiful here. Oh, excuse me, Dillingham did get in the game in the final 138 when the game was over. The Wolves outscored the Hawks by 4 points in that 138, you see, because it was 117 to 100 at the time, and then it was 117-104, you see, you know how that works. Conley, respectable performance, yeah, six assists, only 1 turnover, but that fourth quarter was filled with turnovers. The Wolves went up with 21. Julius Randle, again, how he has the ball and does that kind of pump fake, like NBA Jam, whatever, and the ball's gone. And it's tiring to watch at times. Like, come on. I mean, and I know sometimes those pump fakes lead to nice passes, nice entry passes, or outlet passes, or this pass or that pass. But yes, Randall's definitely a capable playmaker, but it was just extremely frustrating trying to force up shots against like multiple defenders and such. 6 of 15 by Julius Randle. Awful. He had 19 points, but he was awful. Naz Reid had one of his better games of the season. 23 points, 10 of 19, 3 of 10 from downtown, which is too much. Trent Tucker, thank you again for that statement. 3 of 10, really? That's, yeah, you attempted 10 threes and shot 30% for doing so. Huh. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? No, I'm not. I'm not entertained. So that's my answer to you. If like people that want to ask me, are you not entertained? No, I'm not. That's crap. And even when Curry shoots well, screw Curry. First of all, I don't want them to win. Secondly, I don't like the attitude when I don't like the attitude either when they have some success. The Warriors, too much attitude, and it's not just him. Other players also looking to kind of show up their opponent. I don't like it. It's kind of like taunting, But I made that statement about 50 times on this show. Josh Minot did get rotation minutes. I'm going to be honest about something about Josh Minot, though. Okay, so here's the good side. I love the energy. He does have some passing skills. He can absolutely rebound. He can change shots defensively. He can steal the ball, all that. He's a nice defender, and I do love the energy and all that. He can't shoot. The guy cannot shoot. It's extremely frustrating. Like, he cannot shoot, and I'm surprised by that a little bit. I'm very surprised by it. Like, no mid-range shots, no long. Obviously you don't want him. I don't want Josh Minot launching like 9 threes a game either. But unless he's making like 5 of them, okay, fine. But like he's just having that kind of day. But no, 1 of 5. I mean, that's kind of lame too. Kind of lame. But again, did provide some energy in those rotation minutes. He's been basically a 9th man. That's basically what he is right now, is the 9th man. So that's good for him. The annoying part is, again, the guy he replaced is Rob Dillingham. So that's kind of annoying because, well, Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Dante DiVincenzo can fill in for Conley when he's not out there or take some of the pressure off him. Why? They're not point guards, though. They're not point guards, and they're not Scottie Pippen either. They're not Scottie Pippen, and this isn't the triangle offense. Triangle offense is totally different than what, conventional NBA offenses are ran. Just totally different. That one is just kind of like getting the ball in and moving it around the court, which can create threes or ISOs for the big man down low, like Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, that guy. You ever heard of him? So, and that's also important to have a really good passing big man in that case, which Shaq was. Duh. Or you have a spectacular shooting guard named Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and then an awesome point forward named Scottie Pippen as well. Over the years. So people like that, Derek Fisher, I couldn't stand the son of a, but he was a great catch and shoot 3 guy. Dante DiVincenzo, yeah, Dante, he would probably be pretty good in the triangle offense, yeah. He would, just for that one case, kind of rotating the ball around and him moving, catching and shooting. He probably would be good at that, actually. But let's get off the triangle. We're not doing the triangle here in Minnesota. Whether I want it or not, we're not doing it. I want the fast break, dang it. I take the old 80s Lakers Pat Riley style any day of the week. But we'll move off of that right now. Dillingham would probably like that, I'm guessing, and Dante would too. Okay, stop, Joey, stop. 5 turnovers for Anthony Edwards in the game. Again, 21 overall by the Timberwolves. A huge collapse in the fourth quarter. I'm 21 minutes in. Oh my God, I haven't even gotten to the game. I haven't even gotten to the game of the week. Let's get to our feature presentation, shall we? The Dallas Mavericks on Christmas Day.
And now, our feature presentation.
Once again, Merry Christmas. Yes, the Dallas Mavericks game. Yeah. Well, it was a Merry Christmas kind of a game in a lot of ways. It was an entertaining first quarter, not quite as high scoring as that crazy Warriors game a few weeks back when the Wolves would pull away and all that. That felt so good. It's nothing more satisfying than watching the Warriors lose. Second quarter and third quarter, really fun for the Wolves, especially the second quarter. The Wolves would pull away. Julius Randle was having a lot of success. By the way, Julius Randle had a lot of family there because where's Julius Randle from? Dallas, Texas. That's right, Julius Randle is from Dallas, Texas. He shot 6 of 13, but he had a really good first half. Some nice passes, entry pass to Rudy Gobert, good play. 14 points, not sure if they get along, but they got along there for the most part. Again, good entry pass for Julius Randle in that one. At the end of the day, Jaden McDaniels, 5 total points and this and that. Again, it was fun. The Wolves would build a lead. It was like an 8-point lead, a 10-point lead, a 20-point lead, 23-point lead, 25, 28-point lead by the Wolves. Okay, and then I was thinking, okay, we're up by 28. It's late in the third quarter. Looking forward to the time when eventually here we're going to see the benches empty. We're going to see playing time for some of these young guys and get these other guys out of there so there isn't any freak injury like Luka Doncic late in the first half. I saw him kind of pulling up for a shot. He missed a layup or whatever. And he was kind of like, oh, dang it, or whatever, whatever they'd say. And all of a sudden he's kind of like hobbling up the court. And it's like, oh, well, and then it's like later on, where's Luka? And then it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Luka's not playing for a reason. It turns out to be a potentially pretty serious calf injury for Luka Doncic, so we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. And Luka Doncic being injured tends to be a thing. The Wolves would continue kind of maintaining their lead throughout the third quarter for the most part. They'd maintain it, even build on it technically, because they won the third quarter. But there was a little Dallas run at the end of the third quarter. That's what kind of, I was like, okay, let's cut this crap out, guys. Come on, you're better than that. The Wolves would lead by 22 instead of 28. So it's like a little miniature Dallas run at the end. I mean, it was, there was 86 to 60 at one point with 2 minutes remaining. 82 to 62. Yep. So it's kind of, again, maintaining that 26-point lead. And then it would kind of, a couple of little plays by the Mavericks at the end are kind of what, again, made the game a teeny bit closer. At the end of the third, you figured, okay, well, it's 22 points. There's still a chance that you don't want to mess around with this. Maybe you got to leave the main guys in for a bit left because, just to make absolute sure, to maintain the lead and get out of here in one piece, that type of thing. Doncic would officially play 16 minutes and 13 seconds before going out for what could be a while. Maybe he's out until February. Who knows? I'm just guesstimating completely. Doncic, I mean, it's Doncic. You don't know. You don't know. He might be out till February 2026. So we don't know. Probably not. But you know how that is. What's the weirdest thing about this game? You know what's so weird about it? Yeah, I don't think Klay had a single bleeping point until the end of the third quarter because he had 12 points in the game. Because you got to remember he is still Klay Thompson. You know why? Well, he missed, but that's the other thing again that I think is wrong about this sport these days. He attempted 10 shots from beyond the arc and 12 total. So that means 2 shots in front of the 3-point line. And I know Klay Thompson has been a 3-point guy his whole career. But at the same time, is that all you do? Come on. It's kind of annoying. Sorry. Dinwiddie missed everything. That's funny. He was 0 of 7 and made a couple of free throws on a BS foul that was about as ticky-tack as you can get. There were a lot of ticky-tack fouls called in this game, especially in that fourth quarter when everything started to really dramatically change. Again, if you were living in a cave or you just didn't watch the game anyway, we saw a 28-point lead almost evaporate. The Wolves actually never lost the lead, which is actually one of the darndest things you ever saw. Because you thought for sure this thing's gone. It's over. We're going to frickin' lose this game. We're going to at least fall behind, and then maybe hopefully by some miracle we come out of this okay. Daniel Gafford, who played about a quarter in the game total, got in just kind of bumping around with Rudy Gobert, acted like Rudy Gobert basically tried to stab him in the back or something. I don't know what the hell that was all about. But I guess you never do know with the Gobert. Maybe it's long elbows again. I mean, guys like that sometimes can draw the worst out of people. Long elbows can hurt a lot, and yeah, that might have been what was going on. off and on throughout the game. Daniel Gafford, when he gets when he's at his best, is a nice shot blocking type of a guy who can give you some good rebound numbers as well. Not in this game though. It was like 13 minutes of pretty much nothing except a blocked shot. He didn't even get one rebound in the whole game, which is weird. It's weird. But yes, little run at the end of the third quarter. You figure everything's gonna be fine. Okay, give it about 4 minutes or something like that, and then we're going to see the benches empty, and we'll get hopefully 8 minutes for some of the guys, that deserve some minutes rather than just rotting on the bench their whole life. Dang it. Again, Minot did get some rotation time. He was pretty good in the little time he got to play, but then that was it. And of course, obviously none of the guys beyond Minot got in because of the situation, because the lead was evaporating before our eyes. Wolves would go down the court, Ant would either jack up a stupid shot like he always does, way too often, just jacking up a dumb shot. Now he played, on paper, his numbers are actually pretty good. So again, like, his overall numbers are good. 11 of 24, 4 of 7 from outside. That's not bad. 26 points and all that. 4 turnovers though, that's part of it. Again, kind of bringing the ball. Maybe the times he did drive to the basket, he'd have some kind of a weird turnover. So what kept happening was, Wolves would not drive, but bring the ball up the court, either miss a shot, miss a layup, or turn the ball over, and Dallas would hit a 3. And again, I get annoyed to heck with those damn 3s already as it is. I was, it's one of those days where, the Christmas dinner got delayed a bit, and I was out in the car, kind of hanging around the Theodore Wirth Park, outside in the car or outside. But had the game, was watching the entire thing live on the phone. And the words that were coming out of my mouth, as Stephen A. Smith would say, do you hear the words that are coming out of his mouth? Yeah. I mean, I was losing it. I was absolutely losing it. I'm embarrassed at myself. And no, I was not saying anything that would get me kicked off of this necessarily. It would get an E. I would get an E, but it was just like way too much. Like I was getting too mad, basically. That type of thing. But because you saw what happened with the Hawks game, you saw what happened in the Warriors game. It's not like the Wolves were kicking the Warriors' butts, but it's just like how, again, those stupid turnovers and then another 3, and a stupid turnover and another 3, and it's like the most annoying, stupid movie that you don't want to watch anymore because it's annoying and it sucks. That's what was happening. And that stupid son of a gun, Klay Thompson, with all 4 of his 3s taking place there. Oh, and this guy named Kyrie Irving. I couldn't miss anywhere. He couldn't miss 3s. He couldn't miss driving to the basket. Well, yeah, he shot terribly in the game as well, but leading up to it, he shot terribly. But in the fourth quarter, the guy had a dagger about 3 feet long and could cut through a boulder. That's how sharp that dagger was. It was big. It was like a katana that could cut through diamond. It was just like it cut through it like it's warm butter. It was nuts. That's what Kyrie Irving was in that fourth quarter. He wound up with 39 points. And in your heart, the real reason why I was losing my mind. Because this happened 3 frickin' times in the postseason last year against the same stupid team. That's why. 3 frickin' times. At least 2 for sure at home. That hurt the most. Games 1 and Game 2. The Wolves had built a sizable lead. Or at least it was kind of a back and forth, but a sizable enough lead, and then everything would fall apart in the end because of stupid Kyrie or stupid Doncic getting clutch in the end and burying the Wolves. I just couldn't take it. Game 2 was one that just kind of stuck the dagger right into the Timberwolves last year, if you remember correctly. Kyrie Irving hitting big shots and the Luka Doncic and all of that. Just absolutely devastating. You can't guard me, blankety blanker. You can't guard me, mother blanker, that kind of nonsense. Yeah, well, I can guard you if your calf's hurt, buddy. I can't guard you, no, because you're not even playing. So, whatever. But, yeah, I know. He talks so much crap, and he's so annoying that I don't feel bad that he got hurt, actually. I just don't. I'm not going to kick him while he's down, but at the same time, I don't feel bad either. You're not getting any sympathy from me, and not after that. And I'm sure the Wolves didn't have a whole lot of sympathy either, necessarily, other than just, okay, speedy recovery. God bless. Merry Christmas. But that's kind of again, the root of the frustration, the anger, the utter despise, I'll say the word hatred for the Dallas Mavericks. It's okay to hate a team. It doesn't mean you're filled with hatred in your heart. you just hate that team. You want to beat them. And of course, Klay Thompson is a little extra there because of the stinking Warriors. Hated that team too. So it's kind of like double with Klay added there now. It's like more of that annoyance and frustration. I mean, the fact that this lead dwindled from 28 to 2, and it's like, we're going to lose. We're going to bleep and lose. We're going to bleep and lose. It's so obvious now. Like, how can you be this pathetic? How can you be this stupid? And how can you let this happen? It's just embarrassing and frustrating. And obviously the Dallas fan base, going back to the Cowboys, I can't stand Dallas fans. I just can't. Dallas Cowboys fans are obnoxious and annoying. And let's not forget, here in Minnesota, there's extra reason to not like Dallas. Obviously, well, the Cowboys and the cheap push-off many years ago with the Drew Pearson thing. But the Dallas Stars, Minnesota North Stars, and the way they took our team and won the Cup a couple of years, a few years later. What was it, 6 years later? They won the Stanley Cup. And it's like, the Stars won the Cup. That's cool. And it's like, and then you see all these Cowboys fans with their cowboy hats celebrating. And it's like, screw you. Absolutely screw you. So it's like, obviously there's more despise for Dallas than most of the sports cities out there for so many reasons. So that kind of added to it. It was just a lot of stuff going on. Plus it's like, it's Christmas Day. We were kicking their butts. Why can't we have a break here? This team needs it so bad. And then Anthony Edwards, with the turnovers and the dumb shots, goes to his left, drives to the basket and in. It was a it was a 2-possession lead with only 18 seconds left, and it's like, oh my God, we did it. We probably did it here, because see, Dallas has the ball. It is what it is. The Wolves' defense hopefully is going to clamp down enough, even though it hadn't been. Dallas was just up the court, hoisting up threes, those catch and shoot threes, and nailing them, corner threes, this and that, mostly corner threes, but some of them from the key and the arc and such. A lot of the key arc ones were mostly from Klay, but obviously Kyrie too. The other thing also that kind of buried the Mavericks that I talked about, and I tweeted it as well. This is when the Mavericks had the ball, I believe, if I remember correctly. It was a 2-point game, and Kyrie put up this crazy three from too far out because the Wolves' defense was finally semi-focused. It missed, and that's when Ant had a chance to bury them, and he did. And this is after ticky-tack call after ticky-tack call in this game as well. I mean, some of those calls were just weak. Like, Kyrie Irving was at the line. He only attempted 6 free throws. It felt like 50. It did. It felt like 50. And it felt like the guy shot 11 of 12, but he shot 5 of 14 because of the other part of the game when they were sucking so bad. All 6 of those free throws, it just felt like they were ticky-tack fouls. Like, really? Like, you barely got a body on the guy. No hands. That was like Mike Conley. No hands at all. And of course Conley, again, just kind of like, I don't know, just stumbling around. Nothing special for the most part in the game either. And of course Kyrie Irving's like a 90% free throw shooter. He's not going to miss those in the big moments. And he's got, again, he's got daggers for hands, the son of a gun. But the Wolves escaped, and they get one win this week, and it was on Christmas Day of all things, and against this stupid team and in their house. Breathe a sigh of relief. I mean, you do not want to be the team that gave up a 28-point lead on Christmas Day to the team that beat you in the conference finals the year before in such frustrating fashion as it was. You don't want to be that team. And they weren't. By the skin of their stinking teeth, they weren't. Incredible. Oh, man. The Lone Wolf Award, despite the frustrations and annoying basketball and the missed shots, it still has to go to Anthony Edwards for being clutch at the end. It has to in this week. Honorable mention, Dante DiVincenzo, I think, had a pretty good week. Some other guys in and out, this and that, I don't know, but it's going to go to Anthony Edwards. Nobody really was spectacular this week, but Anthony Edwards was good when it mattered at the very end there, and thank God. It still, on paper, had a good game. The James Shepard Memorial, what am I saying? The Johnny Flynn Memorial is going to go to, I guess it has to go to Julius Randle. He had a nice game against Dallas, but he wasn't good down the stretch. He was missing a lot of shots and such, though he did have one big one that kind of kept the Mavericks at bay for a bit, and that was thankful. That ended like just a massive like 21 to like 2 run basically. So Julius Randle, 6 of 13 isn't that bad. Obviously, and he got to the free throw line and such. 8 of 10 is pretty good. I'm not going to give it to him. I'm not going to give it to Julius Randle. It's going to kind of generally go to the lousy, you could say, not good coaching, and generally speaking, not good overall. It just kind of goes to the team in general for not, stopping the bleeding in almost all 3 games this past week. What a joke. Almost blew it again. It would have been a 5-game losing streak, too. Could have sent this team in a spiral that would have put us out of the postseason completely. And that would have sucked. So that's kind of where we're going with that. With that, we'll take a quick break, and I better get moving. Are you looking for a really nice Timberwolves-related Facebook page out there with cool fans and a wonderful host? Well, look no further than Wolfpack from Flip to Finch, hosted by Scott Doherty. He does a great job. Scott Doherty's an awesome guy, and the fan base on there, obviously passionate about the Wolves, but also respectful of other people's opinions regarding the team. Check out the page. It's awesome. Wolfpack from Flip to Finch. All right, segment number 2. Finally, can calm down a little bit. Sorry the first segment was so long, but it kind of had to be the way this past week was. Kind of had to be. So Houston, San Antonio, Texas two-step, but in 2 different cities, completely different states. Excuse me. Houston, Texas on Friday. That's tonight. Houston, they're 21-9. Wow. And then a Sunday evening game. When recording Purple Mafia, possibly. Yeah, absolutely. After the Vikings beat the Packers, doggone it. San Antonio Spurs in Target Center. Cool. Wemby had a 40-plus point game on Christmas Day. They blew it against the Knicks. They were winning the whole game when they blew it. So they were kind of like the other group. OKC, 24-5 on New Year's Eve. Oh, boy. So you go from Houston to Target Center with the Spurs, and then have to go back to OKC. Might as well have just stayed on the road, but I guess, I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then we do have a Boston game in Target Center on Thursday coming up. So we'll get to them in a moment. Houston Sprockets, we'll try to get moving here so the show isn't too long. Apologize. The Sprockets, again, 21-9. They're completely better than last year. Dylan Brooks, ankle on the 23rd. Rest for Terry Eason, not Easton. Points per game, Wolves are 23rd. Rockets are 12th. Rebounds per game, Wolves are 23rd. Rockets are first. Wow. 3-point percentage, Wolves are 12th. Rockets are 28th. Interesting. This is a team we just annihilated multiple times last year. Like, even if we were having a bad couple of games or something, or we still kicked their butts last year, and even though they were good, but then they ended up missing the playoffs, they'd fall apart. But this year looks like they're going to stay good. Assists, Wolves are 20th. Rockets are 29th. Turnovers, Wolves are 21st. Rockets are 6th. That's good. Saying and then it's just a turnover ratio. They're tied. That's weird because of the lack of actual assists. Block shots, Wolves are 21st. Rockets are 6th. Remember when we were good there? Steals, Wolves are 10th. Remember when we were good there too? But still upper half, I guess. Rockets are 13th. It's a 4-game series. Houston took the Wolves out in OT, 117-111. So the Wolves played decent but blew it. I remember that. November 26th, Thanksgiving week. This one's in Houston on today, the 27th. And then Target Center on February the 6th, a Thursday. And Houston again on February 21st, when we'll have more sunlight. Rockets have won 4 in a row versus New Orleans, Toronto, Charlotte, and New Orleans again. Some pretty good wins there. Double-digit wins, in fact, beating New Orleans by 20 in one of them. But you got to also put into perspective, New Orleans has fallen off the face of the earth. And Zion Williamson, yeah, they're taking calls on him. Jimmy Butler also supposedly has requested a trade from the Heat. Who cares? We don't want him anyway. We don't want him. Luka Garza, ankle supposedly. Daisha Nix, ankle supposedly. So that's late December here. What will happen tonight versus the Rockets in Toyota Center? I'm not predicting a win right now. Hope they prove me wrong. I hope they kick the Rockets' butt. It's going to be a close game, but the Wolves will not win. Final score, 115 to 112. The Wolves will not win. Leading scorer in this one will be Julius Randle with 28. I keep coming up with Julius Randle with 28. But it'll be a mediocre performance by the Timberwolves at the end of the day. I could look at the Rockets players for a second. Sorry, just for a second. Jalen Green's leading the club in scoring. Remember, very high draft pick years ago. 19.5. Three-point percentage is only 32. What the heck? Alperen Sengun, 18.3 points, 10.5 rebounds. Again, the shot blocks are mediocre there, but they rebound pretty well. Lots of guys. Amen Thompson with 7. Terry Eason, was resting, 6.5. Dylan Brooks might be out. We'll see. He's been a killer for the Wolves. Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, 6 assists on the season. Sengun with 5.2. So very nice numbers. 18, 10, and 5. Not 20, 10, and 5 for Sengun. Let's keep going. Wolves will not beat the Rockets, unfortunately. I wish they should, but they won't. Spurs coming to Target Center. I like the way the Wolves finished the job last time around, and this was in San Antonio. I will pick a win this time around, but Wemby has been having some huge games this year. He's averaging 25 points a game. The series is tied. The Spurs won 113 to 103 on November the 2nd. Sunday, December the 15th, the Wolves kept the Spurs down to 92. That was really nice. After the Spurs had tied it up practically in the middle of the game, but the Wolves pulled away. This is Sunday, December 29th, and the rubber match is in the Target Center again, Sunday, March 9th. I think the Wolves win the season series versus this team. In fact, I'd like to believe that. Spurs lost on Christmas Day, seeing the game fall apart. They also lost to an improving Philadelphia team who started terrible this year. They just might squeeze in as the year continues. Killed Portland and beat Atlanta by 7 recently, and of course lost to Minnesota. So these games kind of close together here. Good for us, I suppose. Wemby is averaging 25 a game. He's already kind of like all-star starter range. She's definitely heading there. 10 rebounds a game, 4 assists, again, 4 blocks. Utterly ridiculous. His three-point percentage has improved, so he's actually gotten a little hotter, and he was hitting them versus the Knicks. So it's like he's been listening to Timberwolves Explosion or something, because he was shooting about 30%. Now he's at 35. He is attempting too many, though. I don't like this Chris Webber crap. I don't like it. Dang it! And this is where this is where Trent Tucker actually kind of got going as Wemby. Like too many threes. It's you're a center. Dang it! That doesn't mean you have to play down low all the time. You can still shoot threes, but 9? How about 6, 5, 9? Jeez, man, it's too much. That's just kind of how I look at it. Spurs are 16th in points, 9th in rebounds, 20th in three-point percentage, 7th in assists, 18th in turnovers, 8th in assist-to-turnover ratio, number 1 in block shots. Thank you, Wemby. 25 in steals, 25th in steals, whatever that means. The Wolves will beat the Spurs. Final score of, because they've been giving up points a bit, that's for sure. Something kind of like the next game. We'll say like 116 to 110. The Wolves will win by 6 over the Spurs. Anthony Edwards with 27. I haven't really liked his performance of late. Like he's in these 16-point games and 7 of 20. It's garbage. I'm tired of that. Hopefully Anthony Edwards can turn things around because he has been lousy lately. I don't know. He's been lousy lately. I'm just being honest. What's his points per game? I didn't even look on this episode yet. Oh, man. What the heck? Guess I can't go there. Well, I can do it a different way. Dang. Baskets. Oh, yeah, it's right in front of me. How stupid. I'll come back to it in a second. But the Wolves will beat the Spurs. Oklahoma City Thunder, 24 and 5 on the year? Yeah. Number 1 in the Western Conference. Anthony Edwards was closer to 28 a game. Now he's at 25 because of what's been going on. Shea had 45 recently against Indiana. Pacers were torching OKC early on, but guess who won the game? OKC, of course. Sucks. 31.1 a game for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, or SGA, or just Shea. He's also averaging 6 assists a game and 12.5 rebounds by Isaiah Hartenstein. Hartenstein is alive. Hartenstein is alive. Yeah, it's alive, all right. OKC's won 4 in a row after losing to the Bucks, who have definitely gotten better as well, just like Philly, 91-81. Wow, the Bucks really took it to them. Otherwise, it's been, Orlando, Miami, Washington, and Indiana. Yep, most recently, December the 26th, the Oklahoma City Thunder overcame a strong start by the Pacers. They couldn't miss. They were torching them. This is the beginning of the season series here on New Year's Eve, Tuesday, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve games usually are not good to Minnesota sports, generally. Whether it be the Vikings, the Wolves, or the Wild. It's been a rotten day, rotten. And I don't think this one will be any better, unfortunately. Wolves are not going to beat OKC, I don't think. But, that's the season opener of crazy. Then Thursday, February the 13th, will be in Target Center. Sunday, February the 23rd, will be in Target Center. And Monday, February 24th, will be in Oklahoma City. What the heck? We're playing them 3 times in 11 days. I hope they don't get the brooms out. I really, really hope they don't get the brooms out. I forgot to look at the Spurs injuries. God, I'm trying to go quickly here. Oh, because there weren't any. So that's why. There weren't any. That's why. Okay, yeah. I was like, I didn't see anything because there wasn't any. Alex Dukas back. Adam Finger, okay. Alex Caruso. Some people really like that move with the Bulls for that other annoying guy. Hip. And then, of course, the young big man here from the Twin Cities, or from Minnesota anyway. He's been out forever, unfortunately for him. Another injury. In fact, there he is. Chet Holmgren, only 10 games on the season. He gets hurt a lot. He does. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2.5 blocks a game. Shea's even averaging a block per game, basically. 35% from outside, but again, he's kind of like a better version of, I'd say like a way better version of DeMar DeRozan, like a billionaire's DeMar DeRozan. That's kind of what Shea is. Similar player, I think. No, he's not. DeMar DeRozan doesn't shoot as many threes. But even this guy, only 6.2. See, yet Wemby averages 9 a game now. It's weird. Aaron Wiggins has kind of moved up the rotation, hasn't he? He was like way down there. I'm about 9 a game. Hartenson, yep. Yeah, wow, 3 and a 3. He's a 12 and 12 guy. This Isaiah Hartenson, and a block a game. Huh. He's kind of been new on the scene. 14 games on the season so far. Definitely saw him against the Pacers. Dort, who can hit some shots sometimes. 40%, almost 39%. 9 points a game. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to beat the Wolves, unfortunately. Chet Holmgren hits a hip, so that's where we go. And end topic, or Mr. Topic there, ACL. Chet Holmgren. Not Hot Topic, but Topic, the other guy, ACL. Holmgren, it's a hip thing, and it's long term. So that's how that goes. Oklahoma City Thunder beats the Timberwolves 122. Well, let's look at their overall stats here first. Points per game, 9th, rebounds 15th, free throw percentage number 1. Okay, so because it's a stat that's impressive. Field goal 3-point percentage, 19th, assists 19th, turnovers number 1. Assist to turnover number 1. Block shots 4th and steals 1st, number 1. Impressive numbers. Oklahoma City Thunder beats the Timberwolves. Final score of, maybe not 122, but it's going to be like 120 to 112. Anthony Edwards with 35. But the Wolves do not beat Oklahoma City. Again, I hope they prove me wrong. If you knew how much, I wish that. I hope they do. Come on, where's Boston? God, this thing's so flippin' annoying. Should show Boston. Maybe I didn't type it in. Well, I did now. Stupid. Target Center, it's Jan 2nd, right? The day we all do not like, because some of us are going back to work that day. I don't even want to think about it. I really don't. Kristaps Porzingis ankle. That guy. That guy. Stay healthy, Kristaps. Come on, man. And Drew Holiday up Christmas Eve shoulder. Okay, well, Boston beat the Wolves 107-105. Heartbreaking loss. I remember that. The Wolves thought we thought we had that one. It just did not happen. Sunday the 24th. That would have been a massive win by the Wolves. Just heartbreaking. It's just a different year. Last year we might have won that game. This year we didn't. Boston is only 2-3 most recently. They lost to Philadelphia on Christmas Day. Philadelphia kind of had that game the whole time. Boston kind of started roaring back and ultimately did not finish the job. Jason Tatum's averaging 29 points a game. Jaylen Brown averaging 24. The NBA Finals MVP. Kristaps Porzingis has played in 11 games this year as he started off on the injured list with that hip situation. And now he's got an ankle situation because that's Kristaps Porzingis. Good thing I traded him for Kyrie Irving. Great trade. I think it was a couple players, but the guy gave me Kyrie Irving, offered me Kyrie Irving because he wanted Kristaps so bad. And it's like, injury history, I've kind of had enough, even though it's like you're giving up like size a lot. But he gave me Kyrie Irving, though, so even though Kyrie gets hurt a lot, too. Drew Peterson, I don't want to look at that. Drew Holiday's played in 26 games this year, 12 points, only 3 assists, or 4 assists, basically. Tatum has been kind of the main assist guy, 5.5 a game. Celtics are 3rd in points, 7th in rebounds, 13th in three-point percentage, 18th in assists, 2nd in turnovers, 4th in assist-to-turnover ratios, 8th in block shots, and only 25th in steals. They don't get a whole lot of steals, even though Brown and Tatum and Derek White all are averaging at least a steal a game, so good for those guys. Some injured guys there and old guys in terms of Al Horford and such. Kristaps has been around a while, too. Yep, he goes back to the Joey and Forecaster days. That's 10 years ago now. I mean, Forecaster's not been on this show in a decade. It's been a long time. I think it was early 25, actually. So we had some fun with that. And that was just like a cameo guest star thing. It wasn't like he was a regular co-host anymore. Man, I've been solo for a while. Been back to solo. I started solo and I've stayed solo. And that's kind of why. Because co-hosts are not reliable usually. And I have a weird schedule anyway. So I'm not helping with that a whole lot. The Pacers will play the Celtics will play the Pacers up and coming. Otherwise, again, they had lost 2 in a row now. They have lost 2 in a row to Orlando and Philadelphia. They beat Chicago 123-98. Yep, lost to Chicago before that. What the heck? Back-to-back Pacer games, Toronto, and then Minnesota up and coming. I got a feeling the Wolves win this game. I think the Wolves beat the Celtics. So I think we're looking at a 500 week, but nice win here. Maybe the Wolves beat Houston tonight, and if they do, that'd be great. Wolves definitely have an opportunity to make some moves in the right directions, or an opportunity to really fall like way further down than ever, but because of these tough games. Because the Spurs could win today too. The Spurs could win this week also. So that could be the other possibility that could come up. But I'm thinking lemon and the tomato juice. The Wolves beat the Celtics. What do you think of that? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if the Wolves beat the Celtics? Final score, 112-100. Final score, 112 to 109. Close game. Anthony Edwards, 38. Wolves beat the Celtics. We beat the Celtics and the Spurs and reserved the right to win these other 2 games, but we'll see. I'm not picking it, so prove me wrong, guys. Go out there and do it. If we beat the Thunder, that'd be amazing. Beat Houston, that'd be awesome. But Thunder would be amazing if you take them out. They've only lost 5 times this year, so that'd be awesome. With that, we'll take a quick break and look at fan interaction and wrap this thing up for a week. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, looking to wrap things up here. Final segment, fan interaction. Try to keep this moving here. Tanae Brown, definitely gold star for this episode. Huge time. He's saying, I'd like to see Nah start over Mike Conley at some stage soon. Maybe he'll play well today, but I think Father Time has well and truly caught him. That would be, again, Mike Conley. Dillingham needs some run at the stage, too. Needs some run at some stage also. Yes, I agree with you 1,000% there. I was saying Dillingham absolutely needs to be in there. I wouldn't mind him getting significant minutes with Nah as his backcourt mate. I think that could be fun. Okay, that's an ad. Okay, I thought that was like a response also. Noah basketball. Nope, it's an ad. Then he continues. Timberwolves basketball is awful to watch right now. Give me Shabazz Muhammad, wild layup attempts, or J.J. Barea. Ugh, I don't know about that, but not J.J. Barea. J.J. Barea, hero ball over this rubbish. I don't like Berea. I don't miss that guy. I don't miss him at all. I was saying, yep, those guys were stupidly frustrating. Berea drove me completely insane. I was saying, but yeah, it does tell you though how frustrating this team has been as well. Like the Randalls and such. But even Anthony Edwards of all people, the star player, has been frustrating. He's kind of been a JJ Berea of late. Okay, not really, not as bad, but still frustrating. Like you wouldn't believe at times. Next. Oh yeah, the whole situation with what, not sure what happened going on here with Tanae. I should probably check. Shoot, maybe it's in here. I don't think it is though. He was saying I'll try to get another one in for next week, mate. The tone from the last will be completely off now. Yeah, doggone it. I'm sure it was awesome. That's the thing. So I would have loved that. And it just didn't happen because of stupid something. I don't know. Now this is paladinolive at yahoo.com. And there's nothing there. Maybe by now he forgot because of Christmas week. Hello. So, of course, he probably had other things going on. So that's called understandable. Well, hopefully today, this upcoming week, you're able to, unless something's really seriously wrong, like you tried again and it still isn't here. Something's seriously wrong here. That's stupid. I was saying I'm really sorry about that. That sucks what happened. Hopefully things get through this time. So, yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have heard it. It must have been awesome. Oh, I'd love to hear that today. I would. You know what could happen as well? You know what you're more than welcome to do? If it's a soundbite of some sorts, you could probably do it through Facebook instead, if it comes to that. I'm not sure what the deal is, but if it comes through that. So it could come through Facebook instead. Otherwise, generally people try the Yahoo account, and if it's giving you problems, maybe you could just do a messenger or something if it comes to it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes through that. But maybe try a Facebook Messenger today if you try it again and it didn't go through. He was saying finally a decent half. It's been a while. This was Christmas Day. Yep, Christmas Day. He was calling it a Christmas miracle so far, and it sure felt like it. And then everything fell apart. I was going crazy. I was saying that fourth quarter made me almost go into convulsions. Good Lord. Too many horrendous memories, especially against this demon-possessed Dallas team. I can't stand them. Tanae responds with, I just got out of a meeting at work to see the timeline going off about Ant's decision making. Yeah, because over there it was the 26th. So have to make note about that. This is New Zealand with Tanae, of course. Yeah, it was people going off about Ant's decision making. Don't think I can watch the fourth now. Yeah, oh. I was saying it was horrifying. The guy was pretty much pounding the air out of the ball and launching three-pointers. Finally, at the last minute, he went semi-MJ on it and drove to the basket. Left side, and that will, well, there's some more. That just wraps up that one for the moment. Up, he was saying, Tanae says, Merry Christmas, Joey. Enjoy the rest of the day, mate. And Merry Christmas to you as well, Tanae. I hope your Christmas was great. I truly believe that. I was saying that was a little too much. I almost went on a rampage. Thank God for Kyrie Irving. This is kind of my general tweet. Getting a little greedy at the end, launching crazy shots, and the clutch left-hand drive to the basket by Ant to finish it off. Merry Christmas, everybody. And then today, he said that. Merry Christmas, Joey. Enjoy the rest of the day, mate. And that's it. So with that, thank you so much, Tanae. Thank you so much. I want to hear more from, I want to hear from you always. Love hearing from Tanae. Keep him coming. Absolutely. And hopefully, again, some type of soundbite along the line, if that's what you were sending, like a call in, or what do they call it, audio submission, which is a call in. It's like a modern version of it, you could say. Vince Germano, Melbourne, Australia. Reese Pedretti, Pumpa, out of Brisbane, Australia. Benzo out of the Bronx. There's some other Australians over the years that have kind of disappeared, unfortunately. Nigel North, if he's still around. No, Nigel Southern. Nigel North. That's a like old-fashioned guitar guy, like old-fashioned kind of like British guitar. Yeah, sorry about that. Nigel Southern. Would love to hear from you sometime again. It's been many moons, no doubt. But Hopeless Wolves fan, if you're listening, let me know. Let me know if you like the show, one way or another. Maybe you thought about it, never got around to it, and you're not hearing me right now. But hopefully, or you heard it and didn't like it. I don't know. But seems like the kind of person that likes the honest approach rather than the Blue Shades approach, because Blue Shades is dumb. I'm not going to give you blue shades here. I don't worship Garnett. I don't worship Towns. I don't worship Anthony Edwards or anyone else. So it's just a fact. With that said, so I hope all of you do enjoy the show. Please tell your friends, share it with your friends if you could. Those of you that have been, thank you so much. Merry Christmas again. Thank you. I hope all of you had a great Christmas. And, well, the next episode of this show will be in 2025. So Happy New Year, everyone. God bless you, and best of luck in 2025.